we have one variable. We're going to store a single value. Okay. So we have a multiple variables. Okay. So sorry, multiple values. Okay, we have a multiple values. We want to store in a single variable. So there we will use a data structure. Okay. Data structure means so organizing and accessing your data efficiently. You need to organize your data. You need to access this data efficiently. Okay. So the first data structure we are going to learn in JavaScript is arrays. Okay. So what are arrays? Arrays are a continuous memory allocations. Okay. Continuous memory allocations. Okay. So arrays might contain same kind of data or different data, both. Okay. So an array contains a mixture of data types. So it contains number, string, boolean. Okay. So it contains another array also. Okay. It contains, it's a combination of both same kind and different kind of data types. Okay. Okay. Arrays. Array is a special type of variable which store multiple values using a special syntax. Okay. Okay, again, array elements. We called array elements. Each value stored inside array, we called elements of an array. Array elements are index based. Okay, so when I say index, so index will always starts with 0. Okay, 0. Every value is associated with numeric index. So starting with 0. Starting with 0. Okay. Arrays, it's a continuous memory allocation of same or different types. Types means is data types. Okay. So how to access an element of an array? Okay, how to access an element of an array? So if you want to access, so just think, see, observe. So I'm going to write a syntax of an array. See, let or const or var, it's up to you. So variable underscore name equals to, see, special syntax means square brackets. Okay, you have to put a square brackets there. You have to provide ELE stands for element. Okay, element 1 and element 2 and element 3, etc., etc. You can store a number of, there is no limit, guys. Okay, there is no limits. How to access it? So this is, we have declared an array. How to access it? So in order to access it, so what are you going to do? So variable name of, see, if you pass 0, what are you going to get? So it's going to get element 1, because what is the value, what is the element which stored at 0 index? This is 0 index. So it's element 1. is equal to ELE1. Understood? So if we access it, the value stored under element, first element. Okay. So I'm gonna create a simple array. So we call it a string array. Means all the elements of an array is a string only, string type of data. Okay. So let strarr equals one 2 3, right? So it's a string array because all the elements data type is a string only. Okay. So we call numeric array also. Let numeric array be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here you can check num array output. We'll see here array. Okay, we called array. So see, each array is associated with index. See, the first element index is 0. So these are index, guys. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these are index. So what is the length? See how many elements does array contains. So the length you need to start calculate from the 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 elements in an array. Okay, so the length of array is 4. Okay, the last index is always length minus 1, right? Yesterday we have discussed the same in strings. The same here is also. So how to check the length of an array? See, num array dot length. It will print 4. Okay, so okay, right, I already told you. So it contains both. So mixed type of data. Okay, let array is equal to, so it contains number 25 and as well as string or boolean data type. Okay, number string, and it contains another array also. See, array inside another array. You just see the output. See, it contains number, string, boolean. Okay, so inside array we have see another array. We call two-dimensional array. Okay, array we are putting inside another array. Okay, see at 0 index 25, 1 hello, 2 true boolean value. At 3 we have another array. Okay, so we call nested array, one inside the other. Okay, let's start with how many ways we can create an array. So just like we discussed with the strings, okay, how many ways we can create a string? There are 2 ways, right? Using constructor way and literal. Here is also array constructor and array literal. There are 2 ways to create an array. The first one, array constructor. Okay. How to create an array constructor. Okay. So let let str string array okay 1 equals see new literate array constructor followed by inside this you need to pass arguments, right? 1 2 3 4. Okay, let's see the output of string array 1. This is the array we are using constructor, we using constructor, right? So we'll get the same. Okay. So yesterday we discussed, right? So if I create a string using a constructor array, what type of data it is? Object. So if you're using a literal, it's a string, right? But if I create an array using constructor, what type of data it is? Constructor. Array constructor. Okay. So how to check type of, right? It's an object. Okay. Next, array literal. And always the best approach is array literal. Literal. Wait. So best approach. So let how to create a literal array. Num array 1 equals C1 28 37 73 95. So it's a numeric array, right? They're created using a literal way. Let's check the output. Num array 1. So we'll get the array. And what is the type of? What is the type of array if I create it using a literal way? It's also object. See guys, from now onwards, everything is an object. Okay, array is also kind of object, function is also kind of object is also an object. Okay, there is no, see, that's the reason I told you these type of called reference type. So is it a primitive type or reference type of data type? What are the primitives? Number, string, boolean, null, undefined, right? So there are 5. So again, we have a big int and symbol also. So we'll not going to discuss. So we'll later we'll discuss all these things. Okay. And reference types, arrays, objects, right? So I will explain why we call it as reference types in advanced classes. So based on where does it stores, we're going to classify it. Okay. So from now onwards, all are objects. Okay, there is no array data type. So array is also kind of an object. So what is the use of this array? So if I stored elements in an array, I can iterate over the array and I can access all the elements of an. Okay. So let's see these things. Array properties. Properties. So I have an array. Let fruits. I have a list of fruits. Okay, so I have a list of fruits. I want to access all the fruits and I want to print it in the console or anywhere. Okay, so how are you going to do these things? I want to access all the fruits and I want to print it in the console. How are you going to do these things? What? Yes. So either you can go and do these things like fruits of 0 and fruits of 1, right? Fruits of 2. Likewise, we can do these things. See, apple, mango, kiwi, we can access it. But this is not a best approach, right? So if you have 1,000 elements inside an array, are you gonna write 1,000 times? It's practically not possible, right? So why do we? What is the best approach?
Loops.
We will use loops. What is the best loop? For loop. Why? We know the starting point, when to start, and we know the ending point, when to end, right? So if you know both these things, okay, we can use for loop. Okay, for. Okay, since index, see, based on index, I can able to access the array elements, right? So the first element is always stored in 0 index. So that's the reason I will start the counter with 0. Okay, next. So I should be, what is the condition? Until where I want to iterate.
Less than or equal to 4.
Less than or equal to
4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay. So 4 is you for the in this condition 4 is okay, but you don't know. So some tomorrow I will add one more thing, one more elements. So you need to create dynamically.
You will use less.
Yes. So don't hard code all these things. Okay, 4, 5. So don't calculate manual and don't hard code. So it's only for that problem. So someone will add few more elements. Tomorrow they are gonna add 2 more fruits. So on the time your logic will break. Okay, you have to work dynamically. So first you need to calculate the length. Okay, what is the how to calculate the length? Fruits dot length minus 1. So it's also okay. So if you're not wish, okay, remove the less than or equal to, only less than. Why? See, 0, there are 5 elements, right? So 4 is the last I value. So when 4 is less than 5, always okay. But when the I reaches to 5, 5 is not less than 5. So the loop condition will false. On the time it's going to terminate. Okay, so the loop will fail. Next, I want to increment by 1 value. I want to increment by 1 value. So yeah, I have written these things. So I want to print. Okay, so how are you going to print it? So here I used to get I values. I want to dynamically, what? Yeah. I will start with 0 to up to 4. Okay, how to access the element now?
Fruits of 5.
Okay, so first we need to check the fruits, right? Inside the fruits, how do you gonna access elements? We wanna pass I. Okay, so it's going to check inside the array. So it will first dynamically in the first iteration. So I is equal to 0. It's exactly equals to fruit of 0. So in the first iteration, fruits of 0. What is the value stored under 0th index in the fruits array? Apple. It's going to print apple. Okay. It is going to print apple. Next, still the condition is true. I becomes 1. Right. So fruits of 1. So it stores what is the value stored in the fruits of 1? Mango. Next, it is going to increment by 1. So I is equal to 2. So fruits of 2, kiwi, right? So next, dynamically fruits of 3, orange. Fruits of 4, grapes. And I becomes 5. The length is also 5. 5 is not less than 5. The condition is false. When the condition is false, the for loop will stop executing and will come out of the loop. It will terminate and will come out of the loop. Okay. So I think we have covered all the elements of an array, right? Okay. So this is how we are going to iterate over the array. So 95% when we see an array, definitely we need to iterate in real time. Okay, in anywhere also. So array needs to be iterated only. So because if you want to access all the elements of array, so this is a pretty common operation. We need to iterate and we need to access each value. Okay, fine. Next, we will see. Yesterday we also learned about string methods, right?